Hi to all, welcome to my fourth class of chapter 2nd polynomial class 10. In today's class I am going to discuss finding a quadratic polynomial, sum and product of whose zeros will be given, and two questions from exercise 2.2. In the last class we discussed sum and product of a quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. This is the standard form of a quadratic polynomial, and sum you can write it as negative b by a, and the product of the zeros you can write it as c by a. Negative b means negative of coefficient of x, and by a means the coefficient of x square. Now you will be given sum of the zeros and product of the zeros, and you have to form a quadratic polynomial. Let us discuss a question. Here is your question. Find a quadratic polynomial. The sum and product of the zeros are negative 3 and 2 respectively. That means sum of the zero is negative 3 and product of the zero is 2. So we can write sum of the zeros is equal to negative 3. You know sum of the zeros is equal to negative b by a, that is negative 3. Here negative 3 you can write it as negative 3 by 1. Now let me take the product of the zeros. Product of the zeros is equal to 2. That is product of the zeros, you know it is c by a is equal to 2. 2 you can write it as 2 by 1. To form a quadratic polynomial, you must know the value of a, b and c. Let us see how to find out the values of a, b and c from the given information. Here you can see both denominators are equal, 1. So here a you can take it as 1. Then what about b? Negative b you can take it as negative 3. Then which implies b you can take it as 3, because if you multiply by negative 1 it will be b is equal to 3, or b is equal to negative 3 by negative 1, which is equal to 3. So here a you got it as 1, b is equal to 3. Now c by a is equal to 2 by 1, which implies you already know a is equal to 1, therefore c is equal to 2. Now you got a, b and c. Now just to substitute these values in the standard form, so the given polynomial, so you can write the polynomial is ax square means 1 x square plus b is equal to 3, so it is 3x, and c is equal to 2. Or you can write that is 1x square, you can write it as x square plus 3x plus 2. This is the polynomial with the sum is negative 3 and product is 2. Now let us discuss another question. Here is the question. Find a quadratic polynomial, the sum and product of whose zeros are 1 by 4 and 2. That means sum of the zeros you can write it as 1 by 4. That means sum of the zeros is equal to negative b by a. Negative b by a is 1 by 4. Now product of the zeros, let me take product of the zeros. Product of the zeros is equal to 2. That means C by A is equal to 2. 2 you can take it as 2 by 1. Here A you can take it as 4, but here A is equal to 1. So you have to make A equal. So what we can do? You just multiply 4 here to both numerator and denominator. So this you can write it as, which is 8 by 4. Now both here also A you can take it as 4. In this case also A you can take it as 4. So now you can write here A is equal to 4, negative B is equal to 1, which implies B is equal to negative 1. You transpose to the other side, it is 1 by negative 1, so it is negative 1. Or to change negative, you multiply both sides by negative 1, you will get B is equal to negative 1. Now here A already 4 you take, here C you will get it as 8. Therefore the polynomial is A you can take it as 4, therefore it is 4x square. B you can take it as negative 1, so negative 1x, that is negative x, plus C you can take it as 8. So 4x square minus x plus 8 is the required polynomial. Let me discuss one more question. Find a quadratic polynomial, the sum and product of whose zeros are root 2 and 1 by 3. That means sum of the zeros. Sum of the zeros, you can write it as root 2. Sum of the zeros means negative B by A is equal to root 2. And what is the product of the zeros? Product of the zeros. Product of the zeros, it is given as 1 by 3. Product of the zeros, that is C by A, you will get it as 1 by 3. Here you can see root 2, you can write it as root 2 by 1. Here A will be 1, here A will be 3. So make it denominator equal. What to do? Do multiply 3 here to both numerator and denominator. So this will be root 2 into 3, you can write it as 3 root 2 by 3. So here A you can take it as 3, negative B you can take it as 3 root 2, which implies B is equal to negative 3 root 2. And here C you can write it as 1. Now, how will you write the polynomial? Do substitute the value of A, B and C. You will get it. So you can write, therefore the polynomial is A is equal to 3. Therefore, it is x square, and B you can take it as minus 3 root 2. So you can write minus 3 root 2 x, and C you can write it as 1. The required polynomial is 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. Now you have some questions in the test to do yourself. Here you have 6 questions. Second I already did in this video. The remaining questions you do yourself. Here are the answers. Do verify yourself. That's all for today's class. Have a nice day.